to order. The pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of agenda.
Move to approve.
Support.
I'm gonna have some things under perhaps either old or new business.
Okay.
So,
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approval of the minutes from January 11th, 24.
Move to approve.
Support. Any discussion? If not, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, accounts payable dated January 25th. I'll bet you Mike forgot that we moved it to Friday.
Oh, for approval. Well, would we still do the checks on the 25th, or?
No, he was saying that Mike probably forgot we had the meeting, we moved the meeting to today.
Oh.
Move to pay the bills dated January 25th.
Oh, I thought he was talking, okay.
I'll support the
Sorry.
motion.
Who did the motion?
Any discussion?
She made the motion, Gary supported it. Not she, Commissioner Schmidt.
That's all right.
If not, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Can we have a moment to look them over? So I have a question, Bob, on, there's a bill here, a payment to the engineering company that's doing the work on the territorial bridges. Are we finding that we're having to use them all the time? Does Starley have any opportunity to go out there and do any of that? I mean, when we,
No, for the most part, it is Matt Smith. So far, I don't wanna get too far in the weeds, I'll address that later.
okay,
But yes, we are using them, I mean, they're only there for when they need to be. Right now, it's a lot of preliminary stuff, other than working with the right-of-ways. I'll talk about that in a minute.
okay. I'm ready now.
Okay, I think, did we vote?
Not yet.
Oh, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thanks.
Was the third one in Mike's?
Yeah.
Oh, probably. Didn't think about that. Okay. Payroll. January 17th, special, January 18th, regular payroll.
I would move that we pay the regular payroll and the special payroll.
Or,
Any discussion?
what's this special payroll?
Personally pay out,
Personal leave pay. Okay.
they just reach their max to carry over
Does that happen once a year, or does that happen throughout the year?
once a year.
Once a year.
You can see there's not too many that say personal leave.
Right, that's what I'm seeing, that's what I know we did one the last time, and that was, it had to do with signing the contract.
Sign and
And so that's what I was wondering, what this was and how that related. So, all right, thank you.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. The treasurer's report is on the back of the minutes. I searched for it, the only thing I didn't look at was the minutes.
Would that say paper?
I think so.
Well, it's just
I think
stapled.
Yeah, it was stapled, it was in that batch.
We're ready for it.
Beginning cash and investment balance is $3,192,104.66. Total receipts was $290,762.32. Total bills and payroll is $460,030.87. Bonds and escrow is $10,250. CD reserves for 2 trucks was $637,452.86. Ending available fund balance is $2,375,133.25. Outstanding accounts payable right now, we have a credit of $380.60.
Any questions? If not, thank you. Thank you. Public comment. I hear none. Manager's comment.
Okay,
Got a couple?
got a couple, but not horrible. Let's see, I'll start off with the territorial road bridges. They are kind of going as planned, other than there's a right-of-way issue with the Boy Scouts again. Well, I shouldn't say it's with the Boy Scouts, it's with the property owner that's kind of landlocked by the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
And when we went in and started doing the work to do the realignment of the bridge and where the guardrails go, now that guy, they had kind of I guess a gentleman's agreement with the Boy Scouts to come off of his property onto theirs and up onto the road. When we put that in, that extends that out a little bit, and so it makes like a bigger S curve. And he says he comes in there routinely with a gooseneck trailer and can't make that kind of curve. And so we're gonna have a meeting out there. I'm not sure if I'll make it. I know Charlie and Max Smith and the property owner is gonna be out there. To me, that's a thing between the property owner and Boy Scouts. They need to give them a bigger, they need to give us a bigger easement to be able to put that drive in the way he needs it. So there's gonna be a cost associated with that. To me, that needs to be on that property owner.
Do you know how long it took us to get that easement?
Yep. And nobody ever commented on that guy's had some kind of a gentleman agreement. There's nothing in writing apparently on his easement that he can come onto the Boy Scout property to get to the road. Because his property lines basically go to the bridge abutments. Even if the Boy Scouts weren't there, he can't get to the road off of his property. That's just, he would have to build it, well, I should say, he could build a bridge to go across the creek, and on that side of the creek, he can, I guess there's enough room to get a drive. But one, they're never gonna give him a bridge to go across the creek like that, and that'd be just outrageous, but.
Horrendous to build.
So apparently, we gotta do some kind of agreement between the Boy Scouts and them to allow us to get a bigger easement to do the drive the way it'll work for everybody. More to come on that.
Okay, let me ask this question. Does he have a cottage or
There's a little cabin back in there.
cabin or something back in there?
And I guess it's a little cabin that he normally, on routine, goes back in there also with a fifth wheel camper. And they camp back in there and stuff. And he says he can't, with was getting done and planned, now all of a sudden he can't make those turns with that. And so we kinda, we're not really they're not halting anything because they got the other bridge and they got other things to do, but we're working through the easement issue with the Boy Scouts.
So this is on the east bridge.
Yes. Yep, the east bridge, the east side where the Boy Scout drive originally came in there.
On the south side of the road.
Yes. The bridge of the guardrail, I think the bridge was kind of sitting like this and the guardrail came partway out and they had their drive going off of that. Well, now the bridge is kind of canted a little bit and the guardrail goes out farther. And so where that original drive come in, it now had to make like an S-turn or an S-curve to get around it. And he's saying that S isn't big enough for him to get back over to his.
Is this Diller property?
I have no idea who owns
Whoever it is, they also own across the road. There's a big chunk of land. It's Woodland, something another industries, or it's like a holding. So there's a house and stuff and a big chunk of land on this side. There's a little chunk here. They've got a bunch around there.
Because Diller died.
So,
Diller died, yes, that's true. 3 years, Barb did too.
Yeah.
So anyway,
To my knowledge, that property was on east of there.
Okay. Okay, that's what I was thinking because.
well, this is just a little wedge that is between the Boy Scout and the creek, and they actually own a little bit on the other side of it too.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, well, it wouldn't be Diller because Diller owned quite a lot of land in there.
So when I hear more after this meeting as to what the Boy Scouts, I take it they're okay with doing it, but they're gonna charge them.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm okay with that, but it shouldn't come to the road
No.
commission
No,
to get more easement.
between,
We
That's what I
need the
think.
easement
It
to
shouldn't
do
be
it.
our
Yeah,
problem.
that's what I say, and so we'll see what comes out of this meeting.
Okay. Are the owner of the Boy Scouts gonna be at this meeting as well? And this?
I think a rep is gonna be
A
there
rep
from the
of
Boy
some sort. I don't
Scouts.
know who you've been talking with, so I don't know who that is.
yeah, you left.
And then that property owner,
Okay.
the contractor and the engineer and Charlie's gonna be there.
You'll have to buy an easement off.
So anyway, that's just to keep you up on that. Other than that, everything seems to be going okay and they're moving on. Of course, y'all know we did our townships meetings last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think they all went as well as could be expected.
Yeah.
A couple had a couple complaints, rightfully so, on a few things,
mhm.
and we'll try to address everything we can, but I thought, all in all.
Do you wanna tell them about the Allen Township?
Oh, so, when Allen Township brought up that bill, well, apparently, yes, they did get billed 100% of the brine for that. It was a AP error.
Again? I mean, they
But-
had a problem, anyway, go ahead.
So anyway, we found it. I contacted Jessica at Allen and told her what we found and that we will be cutting them a check for it, half of that, 50%, and send it back. They were good with
That would
that.
help 'em.
She's like, and then she said, well, hopefully we don't have a three-peat.
Why do we have the second peak? I
I
guess
don't
that's,
know. Well,
is something in the system that way?
no, it was all, the paperwork all was, you go back and look, it was done right. The AP clerk didn't put it in right. They put it in at 100% instead of 50%. So,
Is this something that gets manually done on each one?
Mm-hmm.
so
And that's the only one that we,
That's the only,
okay,
And we've done it twice.
and we've done it
Two
twice.
days.
That's
2
right.
years, 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
They should buy a lotto ticket.
But by the same token, if their or their contract says 13,000, they get billed for 26,000, why'd you pay it?
True.
Why didn't you pick up the phone and
Yes.
call?
Yes.
Say,
Anyway, we are gonna,
Well, I don't know how long she's been the clerk. I think
oh, she's been there for a little while.
Okay,
But she's good to deal with. She's
Yeah,
okay,
never had an issue. She's always been very, very professional, polite, and
Good.
so I explained to her, we sent her an email too to explain it in writing, and we'll be, on the next AP run, we'll cut that check and send it off.
I'd like to go back and just ask a question on the bridges. Did Consumers Power ever move the line?
It should be moved now, but I'm not gonna guarantee that, cause the weather, this weather was the only thing holding them up. But the original one was the 8th, the weather held them up. They then said that they'd be out there the end of that week. And I would have to assume with the weather lately here that they should be moved, cause they were sitting there ready to do it. But again, it's not per se holding them up yet, and if it carries on too much longer, it will, but they've got other things to do on the other bridge and on the other side of that bridge that they have been able to do.
I think it's something we need to stay on top
Yes,
of because
every week they send us a thing, well, they should be out there, barring weather. Well, then weather pushes them. They should be out there this week, weather pushes them, so yes, we have been on them, and hopefully, if nothing else, by the time we have that meeting out there, because it's gonna be at the site for the right-of-way stuff, and we'll see what they got going. Let's see, we also have another meeting scheduled that I believe I'll be there, Charlie will be there, the Drain Commission's supposed to be there, the city of Hillsdale, and the residents on about some of the flooding issue up there by, Wildwood by the airport. So,
what's that like right now? I mean, we've got the potential, we don't have a problem, no problem.
so far, I haven't had any
Well, that's good.
complaints.
No,
But
said
she's
that
just concerned.
she just don't wanna, if there's anything she can do to deter
Yeah.
happening again, and, so everybody decided to get together and just have a meeting on it.
And that's gonna be February 2nd at 1:30 there on Wildwood. So I guess we'll all.
Because I know there's talks about the city doing some additional building and paving at
And
the
that's what she's
airport.
concerned about, is that anything additional
Yeah.
to cause more flooding or water issues in general.
Did
So-
you say February 2nd?
I have a different date.
I thought it was 22nd.
I thought 27th.
Well, Matt Ward is whatever day that he said he was available, that's the one we lined it up with.
And,
It's 20-something, I believe.
Yeah,
And Lisa's getting back to me and us on actually where.
yes,
We don't have a location yet.
she was wondering,
that's the 22nd, yep, I missed it too.
22nd.
she was thinking the Hillsdale Township Hall, but if not, she was wondering if they could come here,
Okay,
so.
Oh,
either-
22nd, I got her on the 22nd.
yes,
1:30.
22nd.
I thought it was 22nd.
I just missed the 2 on my handwriting here, and then I wrote up my.
I believe she's trying for the county office building.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, because that's
Oh,
where
really?
Matt's office is. Either
Okay.
in his office, there's a nice table, or upstairs in the conference room.
Okay.
But I have not heard yet.
Okay. So that date and time is good. Just so you know, probably after this meeting or sometime today, we're gonna make an offer to one of the individuals that we interviewed for the accounts payable position. And we'll see how that pans out. We also are getting ready to post a position for, I changed it to read a project manager in lieu of the engineer tech, because we don't seem to be getting any
Right.
thing for that. So I changed it a little bit to it's a lot of the same functions, but also added in like the township liaison to where that's gonna be help, be that point of contact for township to answer, keep things flowing with the townships.
Mhm.
I pulled a job description that I've had from Jackson and that fits pretty well. I tweaked it and so we're gonna see what we can get there. Ideally, it'll be posted for like a couple weeks, and hopefully we can do the interviews for it. I believe we said the 19th and 21st, if need be, of February, and then go from there and see what we got. I'm working on a new policy or updated policy for driveways, for installing and putting in new driveways or repairing driveways kind of thing. And what brought that up was basically the permit request from Aldi's to put in drives on both M99 and Moore Road. So the M99 will have to go to MDOT for that, but the Moore Road is ours. And so when I got to look at what they were submitting and their kind of drawings and stuff, I went back and looked at what we had for policy, and it's kind of very vague and old. And so I've plagiarized Jackson's again, and and also added in some of they reference a lot of the public acts that relate to and where most everybody's driveway policies come from, relate from all the different public acts that have been done. And so I've got all that put together in one package, and we're kind of going through that right now. And so once, like Kevin and the foreman, and I've got Karen even looking at it, because she's the one that does the permits and knows kind of the process of what we do now, so that we're not.
Right.
So we have an Aldi's coming to Hillsdale County?
They put in for a permit for driveways, so
So where is this location?
right across from Frank Back.
Myers. Frank Back.
In the high traffic area.
Well, it's gonna be in that pie shaped area.
Yeah. So it looks like their main truck traffic will come in off of 99 and go right, to loading docks on this side of it. And then they'll also have a drive coming in off of Moore that's more aimed at probably the public parking and the entrance. So hopefully that'll keep all the truck traffic on 99 and nothing on Moore. And that's even been repaved through there now because of Myers. So at least past that, that's already redone, not quite to the tracks, but.
So that brings up a question, and I don't really know that it's our issue, but when they put in the new intersection there at Moore Road and the Meyer, the lane that turns onto Moore Road is very, 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 very short. Who approved it, and if an Aldi's is going in there and more right turners are gonna be going there, is that appropriate?
Well, that would be MDOT, and that's totally their call. But if another one comes in there, they very well would extend that center turn lane farther back.
Because again, you've got, I'm talking, it's the right turn lane. Cause you got your through lane, and then they have,
Like you was gonna turn on Moore Road.
correct, they've got a little,
From the south.
Oh, you're coming from the south.
correct, I'm going north.
Okay.
And so they've got the little white line that lets you go over there, but it's very, very short. If you compare that to what they did at Walmart, it's much shorter than what they did at Walmart. And
Probably
so,
they had to go on average daily traffic, and that tells them how long those can be.
There's curbing along there, they'd have to break that curbing up, put a decel lane in there.
And with another business going in there, that very well could
They might do that.
play into that, to where that one needs extended, the ones coming from the north needs to be, the center turn lane needs to be right, and.
Of course, there is a light there now.
But not where Aldi's is gonna be.
You're gonna see this happen quite a
The
bit. 'cause
Aldi's drive,
coming
main
now.
drive will be before that light intersection for
well, I'm talking Moore Road. I'm talking about what they did at Moore Road. So you going on to Moore Road. It
So
just-
there,
I guarantee they went off of the average daily traffic that turns onto Moore Road. And they do stacking,
Right.
they figure out how many vehicles
When you
should be there.
I'm just asking for you, when you drive through there, you look at that and then compare it to what they did at Walmart,
But you can't compare it to Walmart,
because there's more people turning into the Walmart.
yes.
So their actual entrance is gonna be off of 99th.
One of them, yes. And I would say that would be their main entrance and their trucking entrance.
And I would assume most people are gonna wanna go out to Moore Road to get to that light to get back on. I know.
I would assume
I
a lot
would
of
be
people are
smart
gonna
enough to do
use
that.
Yeah.
the 99 to go in and the
Yeah.
Moore Road to come out.
If you're making a left turn, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense to a lot
But
of people.
if you do, you're putting yourself at
Yeah.
risk.
Right,
So,
right.
but more to come, but that's what drove me to be looking at the driveway policies and, okay, what are we gonna require for them for engineered drawings and, you know, site distances and all that kind of stuff. And our existing policies, pretty old and pretty vague.
Yeah,
So-
cause they gotta have all that for him to.
So, yes, and they'll have to have it from DOT, and they've got a basic drawing that they
Right.
gave us, but,
Kathy, in my opinion, it'll get lengthened after we have several rear end crashes.
Never before. Well, it just, it looks a little hokey.
You gotta kill a
On
few
just
people,
how
you know, before
short-
you get anything done.
It looks a little
well,
hokey,
but like I
just
said,
how
if
short that is
that
in
bumps
that white
up the
line.
daily traffic there, then that would cause that to be extended.
I think my wife would help them extend it. She drives clear to Coldwater from Aldi's. I told her this morning Aldi's was coming and she was so excited.
Oh, yeah, I told my wife. and
Oh,
she
my
said, "Well, I'll be
God."
shopping there." I said, well, I won't.
We'd be happy for an oldie in there.
All right, so anyway, that's, I just want to explain, that's what drove
Yep.
trying to do that policy. Let's see, we're still working with Eagle to try to get a reply back for both the Hog Creek and the Elm Road bridges. More to come on that whenever we,
Has John ever called back or nothing?
and Charlie's left 4 now that I know of.
And not called him
requests.
either?
What's that?
They have not called him either? Something's going on up there.
They're a terrible.
Well, like I said, I think John's
They
probably
are.
on his way out and another person's coming in and there's like a rollover there, but even still, they shouldn't
It should return.
take this long for a preliminary, and that's all we're asking for. Now, tell us, what are we looking
If
at?
we can.
Are we gonna be able to keep the same size? We can do all the specs and everything.
What do we have to?
We need to know the basic. Is the one gonna be able to stay a tube and do some riprap, or is it gonna have to go to a bridge? Will the existing bridge be able to go that same size? All those, we just need the basics, and then the rest will. we can
I know
work
what
on.
I'd be doing, you know, if we've been put off this long, I'd be contacting our state rep and a couple of state senators and say, we need help.
Yeah, I got a call from their office the other day about somebody complaining about Bacon Road. Maybe I ought to call back and complain about Eagle.
Yeah.
All right,
Turnabout's fair play.
and kinda like I talked during our township meetings, but my next 3 weeks or so is gonna be very tight for me. I've got a lot of things going on, both work and personal, so, just so you know, I'll be attending the county engineer workshop conference in Manistee most of next week.
There's a conference in Calhoun County too.
Yes,
That's
next
the,
Monday.
that's the,
Southeast
Southeast Council, yes.
Council,
I'm planning to attend that.
yeah, so,
I've got scheduled PTO for the 14th through the 16th of February and 28th of February to the 8th of March. And then 19 March through 21 March is the highway conference up in Lansing. Let's see, all 3 of the new plow trucks are in process and in service. I'm not sure how much they've used them yet because the state roads, because they're going on state trunk lines.
Right.
So the state roads have been pretty good
But
since
that's
we got those.
43 for the county roads.
And then the oldest 3 got pushed out to the county. So we're in the middle of reorganizing who's got what truck and whatever. But
And then they'll
so those 3 trucks are
have some
operational.
stickers. Good.
And so I guess just to clarify, those 3 new trucks are not pickup trucks, they're tandem axle plow trucks. They're assigned to the truck lines.
I know where he's going at. Look, it was reported on Facebook
Oh, God.
that we bought some.
Okay, just leave it at that.
I'll leave it at that.
okay.
We won't talk about it.
And really, other than that, it's one of the new business items, but I've got the CRA ballot
nominations for the Southern Michigan County Road Agencies. And on the ballot are two individuals that we need to vote for. And one of them is Doug Steffen, that's the manager of Clinton County, and the other one is Joanna Johnson, the manager of Kalamazoo County.
And how many's running?
Those two. That's for that position, there's those two.
Oh, so you vote for one of,
We have to vote for one of them. I know both of them personally, they're both very good managers, and you wouldn't go wrong with either one of them. But
You said the one's from Clinton County, where's the other one?
one's Clinton, one's Kalamazoo. Joanna is from Kalamazoo, she's on a lot of committees throughout the state. She does a lot with everything. I think Doug is up and coming, he's been the manager there for a few years, and he's trying to get established and going in a lot of these different committees too, so.
Joanna's the one that spoke at the County Road Conference that we were.
Yes, Joanna does a lot with that.
She was from Kalamazoo.
So we need to make a decision today on that. Probably.
We have to do it by,
Mailed in February.
they have to arrive by 8 March.
No, we do it next month.
If I had to
Well,
vote,
we have to mail it, and it has to be there by 8 March.
if I had to vote today, I would probably vote for the guy from Clinton County. It's a more rural county, has some, what I think are more similar to Hillsdale County versus Kalamazoo County. But that's just my opinion.
Well, do we wanna wait till we have a full board?
Okay.
This is something that comes up like every year, or this position, so.
Our meeting in February will be the 8th, so it's an early meeting,
And I won't be there.
and you won't be there, so it still won't be a full board.
We have to do it, what, the 22nd?
Well, then I think you're getting late.
Yeah, the way the mail is going,
I
I can
We
pretty
have
much,
checks that aren't showing up.
I can pretty much tell you that Mike probably wouldn't care.
Yeah, Mike probably wouldn't care, so I guess.
Like I said, my opinion to you, and that's all this is my opinion, is either one of them would do a good job. Yes, Clinton is a little more rural like here, but
And if he's up and coming, he might have more time to do research and stuff, whatever. You said she's on a lot of committees.
Joanna does a lot. She's on the TAMC committee, she does a lot.
I think I'd go for the one in Clinton too.
I'd move that we, Hillsdale County vote for the gentleman from Clinton County for this position.
I'd support it.
Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
About nays.
Oh, any nays?
Nay.
Oh, she was going for a woman. We
I
did
was.
not mean it that way.
No, that's all right. I could have spoken up, but I think the more
Why didn't you
experienced
speak up?
female would have been the way to go.
I knew that was coming.
Shoot,
Apparently Bob didn't.
I never seen that one coming.
I did, but I didn't say anything.
The only reason I didn't ask for
Okay,
nays is
so
I
I'll
thought
give
I
that
heard
to you.
3
so you
yeas.
can send that
I've
on.
seen Joanna at the conferences, and she does do a good job.
Oh,
She's
absolutely.
Very knowledgeable.
Yep.
But I guess I'm willing to give a younger guy a chance. So there.
If you come up for any committees, I'll vote.
Okay.
And with that, unless you guys have any questions, that's all I got.
All right,
No, I don't have anything.
any questions?
I think we discussed it all, that was me.
You got any on old business here?
Yeah, the old business item that I wanted to bring up is, we met with, some Amish bishops back in December. And we've talked some about some road signs. I really think we need to do something on that section of Camden Road where the detour is. as soon as possible. And put up, you know, a sign just east of the village of Camden and put up one on east of there for the westbound lane. You know, somewhere in the neighborhood of either Carpenter or Cambria Road.
Well, based on the, I don't mean to interrupt you there, but based on the map that they gave us, there's where their primary use. I figured it'd be close to 20 signs. And so I guess as long as they're willing to pay for them, I don't have an issue with starting to put them up. And they're gonna be, I'm still waiting on the sign shop to give me the final, you know, figures, but it's probably gonna be in the 150 ballpark per sign.
Plus installation.
That's the part I've not quite got a grasp on. The sign itself is gonna be, yeah, the sign itself will be not quite $100, I think, but sign and the post. And so then we need the truck and the labor to install them. That, I guess that could be.
We wanna talk when we're not supposed to, but when you're talking about the signs, we were wondering about one. My son bought property on County Road 9 in Ohio, Bridge Road comes out too. So there's gonna be buggy traffic around the curve going toward the party store or the gas station right there.
In Ohio?
No, it's in Michigan, Territorial Road, Woodbridge Road to Territorial Road.
Be at the south end of Lake Diane.
From the bridge, bridges come right straight.
I think that's one of the spots that they've already marked it. When we talked to the bishop, they gave me a map and they already marked it.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know that they talked about it.
But if you want, after the meeting, I can get the map out and show you what they've asked for.
Okay, here's my concern. My concern is with this detour route, you know, this time of the year, probably traffic is a little less. But I think we need to get this one done, you know, and work on the others. But I really think we need to get this one done because we got all that traffic that's on Camden Road, you know, because of the detour. And here we are, we're already at least 6 weeks since we had the meeting. And I know that the time that I met with one of the bishops shortly after our meeting back in November, at that point in time, I mean, that, you know, putting signs there on Camden Road, he didn't hesitate. He said, yeah, we'll be happy to pay for that. So, you know, whether they're willing to pay for all 20 of them remains to be seen. But can't we at least get a couple there on Camden Road where we have this extra traffic because of the road closure?
Sure.
That's what I will bring it up right now, what I want to see done as soon as possible.
Can they make those here?
No, we gotta order those.
I thought they might have.
But that's something that I think that's a common sign that Dornbos sign makes. And so if need be, we can, that usually the lag in Dornbos is their shipping and they usually wait until they have a bunch to ship. We can go, they're in Charlotte, we can go up and pick them up if we need to.
Yeah.
We do that quite often.
I have to believe, you know, I can't speak for them whether they're gonna want all 20 of them, but I have to say that there certainly will be enough demand that, you know,
I think so.
we could get clearly 8 or 10 of them and there'll be places to put up that many that they'll wanna pay for.
Okay. Well, we've got the estimates on the signs and the posts. I just gotta finish up the vehicle and the labor.
I was, I've been to Morenci in the last 2 or 3 weeks. There's signs on what's Morenci Road. Once you get into Lenawee County, it's Territorial Road. There's a buggy sign there. It just west of Morenci, there's one just east of 127. I went to Indiana on Wednesday morning, and there's signs on M49 in the Eden and Edgerton, Ohio area. And I came back on a state road in Indiana, and there's signs down there. And all of these signs are the same, the ones that I saw. Usually, probably the ones, you know, that.
Yeah, that's a
we will have
basic.
Here. Yeah.
That's one of the symbols in the MMUTCD.
So. Do we
Do
need a
you
motion?
still have the, contact info for the bishop that was trying to?
Do we have a list of names of the ones that were here that day?
Should be in, did they sign in? They might.
I wasn't here, I wasn't part of that meeting, so I have no idea.
Oh, you're trying to get out of this one.
I wasn't here for I wasn't part of the meeting.
It's gotta be around, but that's.
Ask this gentleman. So this bishop lives on Carpenter Road, north of Camden Road, about a half a mile on the east side. What was John Graver? John Graver.
John,
Yeah, that's the man. I was thinking that's who it was, but
Yeah.
I wanted you to confirm it.
He's probably the oldest of the area, and you're probably gonna speak to him, but then still there's others that are gonna be involved in the
Yeah.
situation.
So basically, and it shouldn't take us that much longer to get the actual cost, we need somebody to say, one, yes, they'll pay for them, and two, like, bring in the money, and then we can go.
do you have John's number?
That's what I might have it now that I had so many different things going on there, I'll have to look, but I don't think I have it.
In that situation, if you're gonna get into that you need to get that done, you probably have to get it as soon as possible, because it takes voting in churches
Okay,
Oh,
process to get that rolling.
okay.
Usually, I think that's the way it works.
I could go talk.
I
So
don't
if I
think
get
it's
his
gonna be- I don't
number-
think it's gonna be an issue, but you know, it's still
Probably by
go
the
through
time-
the process.
By the time you can get his number back to him, we can probably have the cost.
Okay, and your sort of initial estimate was it was gonna be about $150 per sign.
Depending on the labor and equipment. That could actually, that's the bad part about that, is that we have to send two people and a truck. And so that can add up fairly quick. What we're doing is estimating 1 hour per sign. So whatever 1 hour of a truck and 1 hour two people is per sign is.
What if I say an estimated cost of $150 to $200 per sign? That would give us a little wiggle room.
Just in case.
Yeah, at least.
I gotta.
Katie always seems to come up with these accounting figures that I never think of.
Gotta allocate that overhead.
Mhm.
yep.
Okay, I'll get with John.
Give me the contact and we should be able to.
Yeah.
And if they only want to do a few at a time, that's fine too.
Okay. Anything else here?
Not under old.
New business, discuss Woodbridge Road removal seasonal designation.
That's here.
There you
Ah.
go. So,
What needs to be done? How was it at this point? It's a seasonal road, that's what you call it, or?
Mhm.
was it-
so basically, we don't do any wintertime maintenance on it.
Never, ever.
I don't know,
Not the
I
way
don't
it
know
is
how
now.
long it's been, but yeah, it's been apparently a long time since.
Did Diller get it to that point, or was it like that for years?
Been like that ever since I've been there.
Probably nobody, there's no dwellings on there.
So you guys moved in, are you building a house there, or is it?
No, there, on County Road 9, just a quarter mile, well, I don't even know addresses or not, but it's 1919-1 is the address, County Road 9. And that's probably about a quarter of a mile before to Michigan line.
South of the Michigan line. It's
Yes.
the same
Same
road,
as-
it's just a different
Yes,
number in Ohio.
yes, exactly. It's Woodbridge Road, turns to County Road 9,
Okay.
yes.
And so you're about a quarter of a mile south of the state line where the buildings are?
Yes, so it's about a half a mile road there, basically, about a half a mile road.
And in Ohio, it's a paved road, and in
Yes.
Michigan, it's a dirt road, it's seasonal.
Yes, yes.
It's a driveway now.
Well,
What do you say?
Yeah.
I don't think it would take a lot, but, you know, it's one of those things, you know, it's where what it can be done to.
So for one, we've got a request through MDOT to change the designation of the road, which that's really not a big deal, but it's just change the designation. But normally you would have that brought up to at least the gravel road standards
That'd be up to
before
you.
we would make that change. And that's up to the board.
So I have a question, Bob, for you.
Yep.
So that section of Woodbridge Road, is it a quarter of a mile, a half a mile, or something in that vicinity, isn't it?
If you ask me, it'd be just shy of a quarter mile, or actually no. It'd be just over,
I think it's
it'd be
a half
just
a
over
mile.
half mile.
Looks like
Yeah,
a
I
half
think-
mile.
I can get out
Based on
there.
the legends.
I can get the cert book and see if this.
So then another question, as I look at this, there are a number of other gravel roads that go south off of Territorial Road down through there in Amboy Township. Are any of the rest of them seasonal roads, or are they, all the rest of them?
I
Is
don't believe
Woodbridge,
there's too many seasonal roads.
is Woodbridge the only one that's a seasonal road?
I think so, because Robinson Road just turns into, that's not a seasonal road that I know of, that's a complete.
Yeah, that we take care
There
of.
used to be Priest Road, that's closed.
We closed that.
Yeah,
That's
Priest
closed.
Road is closed, yes, correct.
Yeah, I don't believe there's very many, if any others down there that are seasonal.
What about Britton Road? And Durbin Road, they're east of
I
there.
think those are regular gravel
Yes,
roads.
them are, as far as I know, they're regular gravel roads.
And I know that Crampton is, because I've taken Crampton Road south there and gone into Ohio.
It probably depends on if was residents on those roads that don't stay regular. If there wasn't a resident on that one, that's why I went to.
And the question I had, is this a cost share with Amboy Township?
It's a local road. It seemed to me that it would be.
I think it depends on what you're doing to it. If you're bringing it up to gravel road standards, I would think that's a cost share with Amboy Township. If it's just a matter of plowing it during the winter, which I don't think we wanna do that unless it's brought up to gravel road standards, that part is on us.
Well, it depends on if you are treating it as, say, like a private road. If a private road wanted us to take them in, we would require them to bring it up to our standards. They pay for it to bring it up to our standards, then we'll accept it. So it wouldn't necessarily be a cost share with Amboy, it'd be the requester paying for it.
Right.
Now, if Amboy was wanting to be part of that too, I guess that'd be fine to us, but I would think it needs to be brought up to our standards before we vote on or make a motion to accept it back into as a regular.
So I guess what we need to know is what that cost is gonna be, and then talk with those who want it brought back in to find out if that,
Because what we'll
how
have
we're
to,
gonna go forward.
what we'll have to do is go out and take a look and see what the established ditch lines are, because there should be some kind of ditch lines that were there
You know,
from the past.
to be honest with you guys, I don't think it's a big thing to change, because it's not real hilly, where you have to go through hills.
Yep.
Because it looks like there's culverts and it just need to be maintained. It just needs to be opened up a little bit, and I think the water will drain to the low points and get away. It's not, I don't think it's a whole lot of thing to do, to get to standards.
But we need to go in there
I
and
don't
look
know.
at it and see what it would take.
I guess I don't know what your standards, what you guys require for standards, but Son and I were just talking a half a mile, with not as much traffic on it as maybe some roads. Of course, there again, if you put.
You open it up, you're gonna get more traffic.
Yeah, exactly, but,
Yep.
stones would do a lot right there for right now,
So basically, we would need to measure, so we got at least a 21, 22 foot wide drivable surface, and then you're ditching on the side of that. We gotta have that room, then we can do whatever we need to for the surface to build it up or whatever. But we gotta have that space first, we gotta make sure that's there.
Do we have records that would indicate when this became a seasonal road?
It was a long time ago.
You've been here for,
There's our
20
record.
years, I heard.
I have no idea.
You think it was before you came on board, huh?
So it hasn't been maintained for,
Wow,
Yeah, it's really
yeah,
two track.
I'd say 2 track.
Yeah.
Nice two-track, but two-track.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
like I said, it's a flat area in a certain distance, you know.
We'll
so
need to go down there and do
it's a
some
lot-
surveying
lot-
and see what's there and see what kind of
See what you
see what
got
kind
to do
of
with it.
space we have to deal with, and go from there.
Ohio does a good job. They actually, from where their line is, they plow up until the top of the hill. You know, they got a spot to turn around. There's a little driveway where the deer hunters get in and out. So they really help us about, I don't know how many 100 feet there, but it gives us a real good break right there, you know, to get back and
Well,
forth.
maybe what we need to do is just go to Williams County and say, what would it cost to have you plow that?
Again, it
When it
needs to
needs
be
to be
brought up.
plowed.
It needs to be brought up.
It needs to be brought
Yeah,
up.
they're not gonna wanna go down the two-track.
You don't
where
wanna
there's
make that a
stuff.
non-seasonal road until it's brought up to
Right, you don't
where
want,
it needs to be.
and you don't want the Ohio plow truck stuck in Michigan either.
No.
Well, if he can get clear through and turn on Territorial Road, he
Yeah,
wouldn't
if
get
he can
stuck.
get, that's the, if he can get.
Now, you gotta look at the right side, we mowed in Ohio.
Yeah,
Hey, yeah.
Uh,
trade-off.
Yeah.
But I guess the county record had to go pull the Ohio truck out, is what I'm saying.
And so there isn't another option to, instead of opening that road?
It is, but for buggy traffic distances where we get in trouble. And if nothing happens, we're gonna be farming back and forth, you know, and so if we go the other way around with team and horses, it just makes it tough for us because it makes miles on our horses.
You'd have to go probably west of Robinson
Yeah,
Road.
we have to take Robinson Road around, yes.
For vehicles do that, they go around the other way, because it's closed up, like
Well, they go through it as long as it's frozen or as long as it's
solid.
summertime when it's solid, yes. But they can get stuck, you know, if it's,
We'd have to take a look at it and see what,
Yeah.
see what it's gonna need.
So after the meeting, if you wanna stick around, well, I'll show you that map too, if I get some contact info and stuff, and then we'll go from there.
So,
I do have some questions on that. We got traffic coming down Sampson Road quite a bit too.
Okay.
From the bridge of being out.
Mhm.
We had quite a bit of traffic and we got a concern with spring coming around. From Cambria Road west going toward Carpenter. It gets pretty slippery, pretty muddy. Got school kids coming around there. Just wondered what we could do. You guys did a very good job from Woodbridge Road turning onto Sampson right there. That was always been washed out. You guys hold stone in there. You did a very good job. That's really holding up now. It's a very nice road. So I was wondering what we could do further up.
You're talking on Sampson or on?
On Sampson Road, yes. I'm talking, there might be a little spot east of Cambria Road that gets a little bit rough and bumpy, but we're talking west of Cambria Road. Toward my farm on 3160 Sampson.
So are you
You're talking between Carpenter and Woodbridge.
And Carpenter Woodbridge, but Carpenter and Cambria Road is the worst.
Cambria, yeah, Cambria, that ends in Sampson.
there's about 3/4 of a mile there.
Yes, and you know, as quick as we get a little dry weather, we got traffic on there like we never had before because their GPS maps, you know,
Yeah.
GPS maps, like I say, they come down through there, and you know, they're
Did Amboy say anything about, I'm trying to remember if they
remember.
talked about that.
No.
Did they talk about that? Somebody talked to me about that.
Well, it appears like Sampson is blacktop from M49 to Carpenter, is that correct?
right.
Yeah, so that's why you're getting all that traffic, is because the GPS is showing that that's the excuse me, quickest way to get around the bridge outage. They
Yeah,
have
the
to
only-
go north
the
of camp.
Got only a mile there, and they're back on blacktop again, or
Yeah.
territorial, yes, exactly.
I thought that we recommended to Amboy, that was one of our suggestions to work on that road, and
Is that one?
did they not decline it?
I
You probably
haven't even
haven't
looked
heard
at any
back
of
yet.
them.
Because here it says, ditch, deburn, ditch, re-gravel. And 2, Sampson Road, Woodbridge, Sampson Road, From Woodbridge to Carpenter Road, 1 mile.
Yeah, but this is the next mile that we're talking about.
Right. And I
We
don't
can, we
know
can
that,
do a contract for 2 different miles
Right.
for that and see if
Right.
they'll.
Well, I can certainly understand with, you know, with Territorial Road being closed, and I guess I didn't realize until looking at this map that, you know, you got quite a section of Sampson there that is blacktop. And with all the people that are using GPS today, how they would choose to use that versus going on north to Camden Road. Yeah,
Through the summertime, we have a lot of lake traffic there. You know,
Yeah.
we got a produce stand right there too, and people come off of the lake plus off of Territorial Road. So, you know, we got traffic on there. It's traffic. And our concern is with city people coming out, they drive their speed. It doesn't matter if it's a dirt road or if it's a blacktop road. And we're concerned about danger if the road is not in a shape to handle that kind of speed, you know. I guess is what I'm.
Okay, 'cause that could be a project if we do that, working with Amboy Township, where the cost share policy would be like, we could pay for half. They could, if need be, they could pay for a quarter, you could pay for a quarter, if something like that would work out. That helps everybody all the way around.
You're talking about the season on Woodbridge?
no,
No, this is
Sampson.
Sampson.
on Sampson.
When they fixed that last spring, right off of Woodbridge, you know, Woodbridge makes that jog and turns onto Sampson right there, west of there, that really got fixed very nicely. They put some stone in there, and then now they put some limestone on top of that.
Yep.
That's really holding up.
That's the way to do it.
That did a very good job.
It's a little more expensive doing it that way, but we just need
Well,
partnership.
I think a gravel situation was some of our downfall on that road. I've been there over 40 years, and the gravel that was on before was good gravel. Then when we put that Burns excavating gravel up from Litchfield, and they come in and put some gravel on there, we went backwards fast. I don't know what happened there, but
I don't know.
that was.
That was before my time, so I'm not sure what that was, but, we have made our own gravel now, so.
Gravel that I started seeing from you guys seemed to be better gravel. I do agree with that. But it was just too.
And then if you can do that and afford to then cap it with the limestone, that actually works.
That works very good. That looks very good.
When that was done, we had a lot of mad people. Mad people.
The Burns gravel or
Yeah.
excavating that did that.
Yeah.
They were a company of their own, right? That they come in and did it?
Well, they were friends with one of them on the board.
Well, see, I heard that. And I didn't realize it at the time, you know.
Politics is local.
Whatever.
It had to do with deep sea fishing.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of
I'm not
mad
here-
people.
I'm not here to talk mad or anything like that, but we did fall backwards very fast after that.
It turned to mush.
It did. It turned to mush.
You got clay, you don't need any more.
Yeah, the new gravel is 100% better. That we've processed, so.
There's actually less clay in it than what a normal road gravel would be.
Right.
Well, even
I think that'll work good for here though.
Yeah.
Well, the stuff the car brothers and that is.
So I guess after the meeting, I can get some contact info for you. We'll see how these contracts go with Amboy, and maybe we'll do a contract for each mile, for each section of that, and see what we can work out.
Go from there.
And it's always possible, even if Amboy doesn't want to do it, if you still want to do it, if you want to pick up that part, we'll still match our part.
And that figures half, you're saying.
Is it half or
Or-
60%, or what
Well,
are you
whatever
talking about?
What are you, what would the,
Yeah.
be the project?
It would probably just be a ditch and deburr and regravel.
Okay, that's half. 100% material and then
For the ditch and berm, it's 50/50.
Then the seasonal road, that's gonna be, have to be something different, we'll have to figure that one out. But,
Different project.
no, there's options there, we'll just have to figure them out.
Sure.
Okay.